So, the distance you can cover mentally and physically affects your art, creativity. So why not extending a field of view with this? How's it going, people? Welcome back to another new episode of The Gears, and thank you for tuning in again. So I've been making a lot of lens reviews like 24mm, 35, 50, 85, 90, 135, 7200, pretty much every focal length on a lot of lenses. But we have huge thing to cover left. Yes, of course, today I'll talk about this Sony 100-400 f4.5 5.6 G Master. Is it for you? Is it worth? Okay, as always, I'm gonna focus on three major things: build quality, autofocus, and image quality. Okay, first, build quality. Okay, my first impression when I grabbed this for the first time was, okay, it's not that massive and heavy, than I expected. Of course, it's big and heavy compared to other normal lenses, but what I want to say is it's much lighter than it looks. It weighs almost 1.4 kilograms. When you hear this number, you might feel it's too heavy to handle, to use, but actually it's not like, oh man, I can't use this, it's too heavy. It's not like that. It's more like over $2,000 expensive luxury, good amount of heaviness. So I actually like it. I knew it. Of course, it's G Master 100-400. It would be heavy, but it's much lighter than I expected. So let me talk about how beautiful it is. Like, it's white. Feels so special. It looks metallic, but it also has some kind of plastic touching feel, but it doesn't feel cheap. Probably this unique material made it possible to reduce the weight without losing the luxury feel. And switches, there are many. First, AF/MF control, the focus range limiter, and image stabilization. Of course it has. And it's mode 1 and 2. Yes, this has unbelievable image stabilization, but I'll talk about later, so stick with me for a while. And this ring can adjust the weight of zoom ring. When it's smooth, the ring moves light, but it falls down easily. And when it's tight, the ring gets heavy and it doesn't move by itself. This is just lovely function. I love it. And there are 3 focus holes, and you can customize them whatever you want. And both of zoom ring and focus ring are, of course, very smooth G Master quality. It has this kind of the tripod station, but you can take it off fast and easy. Also, you can adjust the position by this screw. But in my opinion, if your tripod is solid, I think you don't have to use this when you use the camera on tripod. At least I felt I don't need this. But I use this as a handle when I shoot with my hand. It just gives me the extra stabilization. And this lens hood, it's so well designed. There is a small window to access the filter, and when you attach this lens hood on the lens, it gets long. So overall, the build quality is just awesome, and it has some resistance for water and dust. Absolutely, it has what I need when I use this lens in the field. Compact and light compared to other super telephoto lenses in the market. This thing, absolutely amazing, gorgeous, white, dynamite thing. Next one is autofocus. Well, I am so impressed. This autofocus is just more than my expectation. But first, let me show you the autofocus speed. It was 0.6 second average. Come on, that was 100mm f4.5 and 0.6 this fast. And this was 200mm f5.6. It's even faster than, when it's 100mm. Also, when I got close to a minimum focus distance, which is almost 1 meter, still very fast. Also, when you move from one object to another, the speed was unbelievable. That quick transition, wow. It was so fast and accurate without wondering where to focus. It's so sharp AF. I bought this lens for landscape photography and filmmaking, and I've been using this for a while. You know, when something happens and I know, that thing doesn't last that long, don't have the time to focus manually, of course, but I can trust this AF in that kind of hard, condition and situation. So fast, so reliable, even though it's 100-400mm. Okay, last one is image quality. Well, before I was worried about, losing the sharpness as I go from 100-400mm. So let me show you footage on each focal length. Okay, this is 100mm and 200 and 400. Well, there's nothing to worry. It never loses the resolution or sharpness. And you know what? The image is so crispy. In both of video and photo, the detail is so well captured. The texture of the mountain, every single piece is right here. It's even sharper than I saw. But it's not weird. Like I said this so many times, but the GE Master lenses have like an amazing ability to mix the sharpness and softness in one image. As you can see, where there's a harsh sunlight, the object is so crispy and sharp, but there is less light, it's creamy and soft. And like this, the kind of hazy, cloudy part is very creamy, but this bright area is so sharp. The balance is just perfect. Also, when it's street, those concrete building was captured so sharp, and I took those street videos and photos by handheld. Image stabilization is such a monster. Even though when it's 400mm, you can shoot sharp photos as long as you set shutter speed double of the focal length. You don't have to use a tripod every time. And I shot a couple of photos by handheld in mountain, no problem. But personally, I like shooting on the tripod, taking time for one image. And of course, this image stabilization is so powerful when you do video. You need to move your camera slower than usual. You might feel this moves so fast when you're looking at the monitor, but there is no weird shakes. So definitely this image stabilization will help you to get a crispy and sharp footage. Aputure. And about color, well, we already know GE Master has amazing color science and it's, a lot of information. So I will talk one thing, which is the gradation. Like this, it's not the green, it's greens. Like from shadow to highlight, the color transition is very smooth. I guess dynamic range is related to this, it's so wide. There is beautiful and clean slope, not rapidly changing to another steps of colors. From one green to another green, from one blue to another blue. Even when it's high contrast situation, from shadow to highlight, the color changes gradually. For both of video and photo, it's like you got many paints to use. It's weird, but when you turn the image to black and white, it's more easier to understand. There are many colors and gradation. It's too good, so there is less to say. I will upload those photos shot on this 100-400mm GE Master on Instagram, so just follow me and enjoy my photographs. But one thing we have to care about is this low light ability. No matter how sharp and colorful it is, the aperture is the totally different problem. It's 4.5 to 5.6. Anyway, the brightest aperture is 4.5. It doesn't matter that much in photography because you can lower the shutter speed to get brightness. But in video, we can't do that, and f4.5, it's not enough to film in a low light situation. Especially in the mountain at the night or early morning, where there is less light. Yeah, we still can deal with it with ISO, but where it's so dark, not usable. For me, I didn't expect to use this lens in a very low light situation, so I didn't need f2.8. More than that, I needed the focal length 100mm to 400mm. Anyway, it's not enough to film in a low light situation. Alright, so conclusion is, considering all aspects of this lens is not for everyone, but I'll tell you why. So if you're this type of person, like, okay, I I got wide angle lens and standard zoom lens. So maybe next one is, yeah, telephoto lens, maybe 100-400. Probably you're making a mistake. Maybe Sony 70-200mm f2.8 G Master is more suitable for you. You know, it's more versatile, like 70mm to 200mm and f2.8. The focal length is not that limited, so you can use them for many situations like streets, inside of house, of course, in a mountain, the field, sport, wedding, probably a lot of situations. And that f2.8 is very powerful in a low light situation. So if you want to shoot many genre, 70-200 is a choice. So whom I recommend this lens is people who shoot a very limited stuff, like on the landscape, on the animals, on the sport photography and filmmaking, because this 100-400mm is so specialized for, you know, the telephoto range, you know, to shoot what we usually can't shoot because of distance problem. For example, in landscape, when you can't get there because of some geographic problems, but with this 100-400mm will help you to reach that area. And also there is one more big thing, which was the biggest reason why I bought this lens. It is that you can express more detailed art. You know, with this you can close up something like not whole, just a tiny spot of all, and you know, find a story or emotion to, you know, capture, you know, to tell. You know, I wanted to focus on, you know, more like the facial expression, the texture, the skin of the earth. Well, this 100-400mm focal length sounds like very limited, like some people might think like, oh, only that telephoto range. But to me, the possibility of the expression was extended by this. So I think there are many people who are, you know, thinking to buy 70-200 or 100-400. I hope my opinion helps you somehow. It's expensive, so be careful what to choose. 70-200 is more versatile. 100-400 is more specialized. Which one is best for you? Okay, this is it. If you have any questions about this gear, don't hesitate to leave the comment below. And if you have any requests for next gears, also leave the comment below. So today's topic is very much it, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this gear, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.あっちちょっとうるさいかもしんないけどエアコンつけよう。うるせえかな。いくよ。これね、どうでしたか皆さん。さっきも言った通り、まあ使う人を選ぶ感じはあるかな。まあ万人におすすめできるのはやっぱり70-200の 2.8。あれはあらゆる場面で使えると思うけど、まあこれはかなり特殊なレンズだと思うんだけど、ただとんでもねえ化け物だなっていうのはマジで思うから、皆さん、何か特殊なとてもいい適当やな。